Sometimes it's important to think about the purpose and the reason for why we do something. And this rings especially true when it comes to choosing a career in finance or investment banking. But before I get to that, quick interlude on my hair, because this is literally nasty. So I just want to say my hair is so darn long. Oh my goodness. I really want to get it cut, but I feel like it's cool. I like long hair. Yeah. Morning, y'all. Today is haircut day. My hair is like so long. Like it can cover my face and my nose. So I'm finally glad I'm gonna get a haircut. Oh, also I'm probably gonna post a reference photo like maybe here, somewhere here. Just so you can kind of get a style of like what I want to go for. Finished the haircut. I'm snack shopping. I like it a lot. Hopefully it resembles the inspo photo, but yeah. I also just saw these like matcha and peach Oreos. Like, oh my god, I want them. But I already have way too much stuff, so I think I'm gonna end it here, and then we can get to studying. Okay, welcome guys. It's Saturday, December 23rd, and this is going to be day 3 of our monthly journal challenge to break into finance. Today we're going to be talking about careers in finance because I think it's very exorbitantly imperative to understand why you choose to get into finance. I think that it's important to understand why you choose to get into finance in the first place because industry professionals are looking to hire somebody who's smart and capable to execute their tasks, but also is looking for someone who can work long hours and definitely will not quit when they get into doing this. I haven't formulated 100% of the reason why I want to get into investment banking. The very general answer that I have is that I want to choose to get into investment banking for the same reason why somebody would want to choose to be the CEO of a brand new startup, right? It's the next new thing and they get extremely excited and passionate because there's a lot of question marks in the ambiance of what they're working in. And I personally have never been more desperate to find the answer to those questions. Just to get started, let's talk about like some of the careers that you can see in a broad term finance. I've already mentioned investment banking, so let's start with that. It's generally an umbrella term that's thrown around. After doing some research today, the different career paths that you can like pursue within investment banking is mergers and acquisitions, or M&A as we call it. These are people who provide advice to companies who are looking to merge, or like a larger company looking to buy out one of their smaller competitors. And so the people who work as an M&A specialist will network with a lot of the high profile executives. It requires a lot of strong interpersonal skills to be able to make these transactions, to provide these recommendations, because they are offering advice and they're basically like the advisor. Like it's like a therapist, but for companies who are trying to fuse together. The next part of investment banking is what we call an underwriter, or they do what's called underwriting. The most general term that I think of when I think of underwriting is IPOs, but I'll get to that in just one second. So they're very specialized within their industry and they're very specialized between whether they focus on debt or equity. These are the people who are looking to raise capital for a company. So they aim to like connect buyers and sellers and like private equity clients so that they can provide advice to both sides, and then they basically determine the capital needs and find out a way that they can raise the capital needs for these companies. And one of the ways that they do so, as I said earlier, is with an IPO, or an initial public offering, is when a company goes from private market to public markets and they start trading their shares in the secondary market. So like if you see any stocks on like NASDAQ or the NYSE, it's because those companies are publicly traded. They've already gone through what's called an IPO, and that's how they generally raise a lot of money and get the venture capitalist investors out of their bootstrapping phase and their like ladder mezzanine stage funding. Now, speaking of venture capitalists, the next type of investment banker career that you can kind of get into is VC firms. Generally speaking, these are what we refer to as the angel investors. They go for industries that have really rapid development, so smaller industries like the energy sector or like a tech company. These are the people who are angel investors and invest in small companies so that they can have huge ROIs, because they know that like most of the companies that they invest in are going to fail, right? The profit that they make is like banking on the fact that 1 in a million company does succeed, and that they get like
lots of money is the point. They earn a lot of money. Okay. The next type of career that you can get into is an actuary. So these are people who leverage and manage risk. The number crunching analyst that uses their analysis skills and then deals with like the measurement and the management of the risk within the industry. So the most common employer, but it's not just limited to, are insurance companies. They will hire people to manage the risk and see like, oh, is this person like high risk, low risk? Or they'll get people into like pension funds, stuff like that, to manage their risk and to perform a lot of analysis to make sure that they can maximize their profits and minimize their risk. The next sort of career that we should highlight is a portfolio manager. Now there's a few sides to this, but you can just think of a portfolio manager as like the people dealing with your money, right? So they oversee retail client investments and they make a lot of different investment strategies and recommendations on behalf of clients so that they can make money for both themselves and their own clients. Usually these managers will specialize in specific asset classes. So maybe they'll specialize in high-paying bonds, they'll specialize in crypto, they'll specialize in certain assets that will allow them to like net more money for both themselves and their clients. And so they might work in like hedge funds or ETFs, or like they might be a person who's specialized to invest in startups. But there's a lot of different like places that people can specialize in, just that the portfolio manager themselves usually have some kind of a specialization that they work in when it comes to managing people's money. They also cater towards individuals that have a really high net worth, or many individuals in a mutual fund so that they do have a lot of access to cash. The next thing to note is a quantitative analyst. So this is like your math model creator. I don't want to say like high school math nerd, but like it kind of really is. The quantitative analyst is what we call quants in the industry. I also just found that out today if you're wondering, but they are the behind the scenes worker that usually uses their statistics analyses and their capabilities to make sure that the business is running on great financial decisions and also business decisions. The next type of career is a security trader. Now there's three different classes of security traders that I want to focus on. So usually you'll hear the two common term buy side and sell side, but there's also like security traders who work in hedge funds. Now I do want to preface by saying like while it's completely possible for you to work as a security trader by yourself, like managing your own money, investing on the stock market, it's very, very possible for you to be your own securities trader. So for sell-side traders, these people are generally the ones who are investment bankers, market makers, or stockbrokers who provide investment services to the rest of the markets, hence sell-side, right? They're trying to help somebody sell out their securities. They're providing this market service. For buy-side traders though, what they usually do is they'll usually be a hedge fund or a pension fund or a mutual fund who purchase securities on behalf of their clients. So instead of providing a service to help you sell out your security, for example, in like an IPO, you're basically buying in these securities that satisfy your client's needs. Now, unlike the buy-side traders, the hedge fund traders, instead of working for the client, are basically trying to maximize the returns and maximize profits for their own firm. They usually work in like a hedge fund, hence the name hedge fund traders, right? But they pool together investments of people who have high net worths, and they use various strategies to hedge risk. Now, the next type of career that we should focus on is a financial planner. But I just want to say the financial planner is like the advisor. You're basically like a relationship coach, but for somebody's money, be it a company's future financial sustainability or like an individual's like planning for retirement. So yeah, just think of a financial planner as somebody who gets involved with your future finances and what you should do with your money. The one that I actually want to get into the career is being a financial analyst. So these people usually will research companies, they'll research potential investments, and then they'll write a lot of reports and recommendations either to another bank, to the general public, whatever it is. They'll basically research and report on their findings, hence the word financial analyst, right? They analyze the finances. So they'll also look into like a lot of things like budgeting or raising capital, cash flows, expenditures. They'll do a lot of things that involve dealing with a company's finances, and they will also sort of give recommendations on whether a company is healthy or sustainable into the future. And trends generally say that financial analysts go up the corporate ladder in the future to becoming like a treasurer or like a CFO. These are just some of the careers, but it's important to understand like why you want to get into them. Perhaps if investment banking is not for you, perhaps consider consulting. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. That was day 3, and I hope to see you for day 4. Peace.